Merry Christmas. I have a great message to share with you this morning that was sent to me through a dream, and I can't wait to tell you the backstory because it's so cool. It just kept going and going, and I was sitting at my vanity just laughing about all the details that God was just showing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you a backstory a little bit, and then I'm going to tell you the dream, and then I'm going to tell you the interpretation of all the symbols that he gave me. All right, so I was renovating part of our house over the last 2 days, and I was binge listening to Elijah's dreams, and one of the prophets was saying that if you want to know God more, just dive in with all your soul. There's so many layers to him. You'll learn more and more about him, and he craves that intimacy with you. And she was prophesying, or I don't remember who it was, because I think there were several of them were saying in 2023, people are going to grow closer and closer to God during this year, more than we've seen previously. And I was thinking as I was listening, I was like, okay, I had that explosion in 2021. Then at the very beginning of 2022, God gave me that dream and said, hey, you're going to go through a refining fire in your family. I need you to focus on that. I'm going to back off on my dreams I give you. And he did. He didn't stop giving me dreams. He just wasn't giving me the fire hose of dreams that he was previously. And he would give me dreams, but they would be personal dreams. And they would lead me through things and keep me calm through certain situations, because he had prefaced that event with a dream. So I knew it was coming. But as I was listening to that prophet on Elijah's dreams, I was like, man, Lord, I miss you. I miss seeing you in my dreams. I miss that wow moment. I miss that. I miss being surprised and amazed at the dreams you give me and sharing my dreams. I miss that. Sometimes it's hard, but I miss it. And so that certain episode, the prophet was leading people through prayer, asking God to, give you dreams and be more intimate, and asking for that longing. So I was hands up, saying the prayers and just laying my heart before the Lord, saying how much I want this again. All right. And I was like, Lord, just give me a dream. That was like Christmas Eve. So Christmas mornings today, he gave me a dream that I was an instructor, and one of my colleagues had left his class high and dry, and they were way behind. And my boss approached me and said, I want you to take these classes. Can you do it? And I said, I can't do that and juggle my load that I already have, but I have someone I know that I went to school with in elementary and high school that will do a great job. And so we hired him, and he did a phenomenal job. And we all sat at graduation watching our students graduate. And I looked at him and said, you did an amazing job. I am so proud of you. Everybody's so thankful at the work that you've done. And after graduation, we got on a bus. And we started talking. And in the short bus ride, our relationship went from knowing each other in elementary and high school to being engaged. It moved fast, like progressed really quickly. And I saw all the stages. And 2 seats in front of us were 2 prophetic voices, Johnny Enlow and his wife, Elizabeth. And they were just really excited that we were getting engaged and all of that, and watching our love just kind of flourish. And as we were driving on this bus, I looked out and I saw a house, and there was trash cans outside that were on fire, and the house was about to catch fire. And we yelled at the bus driver, stop, stop, stop. And he's like, well, call 911. So I was trying to get my phone to work, and I was nervous, so I couldn't get it to work. Finally got it to work. And I told the emergency worker that there's the fire on 1st and 22nd Street. I said, it's on the corner of 1st and 22nd Street. And I kept repeating that, because I was starting to wake up And I knew that line was important. 1st and 22nd, 1st and 22nd. So I kept saying 1st and 22nd Street, 1st and 22nd Street. What is this? You know, trying to wake up enough so I can write it down before I forgot it, because I knew it was important. And the dream was still kind of playing out, but I finally woke up and wrote it down. Then I told my husband in the morning, I was like, I had a weird dream. And I told him, I was like, I have no clue what God is meaning when he's talking about 1st and 22nd Street. And so, of course, my husband's like, I don't know. Anyway, so I sat down to do my devotional while I was getting ready, and I am in 2nd Chronicles right now. And I didn't read a lick because 1st and 22nd Street just kept reverberating in my soul. And I'm like, okay, God definitely wants me to pay attention to this. And I'm like, okay, God, set me through this. So we went through the symbols, and God was saying, you know, in 2022, I told you to focus on what you had to focus and nothing else. Just like in the dream that you were in the instructor and you said, okay, someone else can take that mantle. I've got to focus on my family. And that's what you did. And that's what you needed to do. And so he said, then you are asking, he said, you know, last night you were asking for us to get closer, to have a deeper relationship. And he said, when you were sitting with your friend, that relationship progressed quickly. He's like, get ready. It's going to progress quickly. And having the prophetic voices in front of you, it's telling you this is a prophetic dream. So get ready. My relationship with you is going to move forward like the bus, and it's going to progress quickly, like your relationship did with that boy. And I said, okay, what about the fire and the 1st and 22nd Street? What is that? And I just felt like my spirit said, look down. And I looked down. I was like, 2nd Chronicles 25 is where I'm at right now. And I'm like, well, maybe it's 1st Chronicles. So I turned to 1st Chronicles 22, because 1st and 22nd Street, right? And the first verse in that said, then David said, the house of the Lord, so there was a house that was going to catch on fire. The house of the Lord is to be here, and also the altar of the burnt offering for Israel. The burnt offering, like fire, burnt. I'm like, okay, well, God, okay, you're confirming my dream here with a house and a burnt offering and the house and the fire, all of that. So, okay, I get it. But what's the message here? You gave me the confirmation. What's the message? Because David didn't build the temple, Solomon did. And he said, well, look, just look down. And I looked down, and when I studied this chapter a few months ago, the only thing that I outlined, the only thing in the entire 2-page spread says, now devote your heart and your soul to seeking the Lord your God. The exact prayer that I prayed the night before of, God, I want to know you. I want to seek you. I want to know you more. There he is, right here. I had outlined it months before and didn't know that God was going to point it out today. So I was sitting there going, okay, why did you, put my friend Brandon Mayo, that I haven't seen in at least 20 years, haven't spoken to in 25 years, probably more than that. I haven't graduated from high school 25 years ago. So I haven't seen or heard from him probably since then. Why did you pick him of all people? Is it just because, it's, I don't know. Why is that? And I felt God say, look it up. Like Brandon and Mayo is going to mean something significant, right? I looked it up. The first thing I saw for Brandon was prince or king. That was his meaning. Mayo means gift of Yahweh. Gift of Yahweh. What do we celebrate on Christmas Day? Oh, the gift of Yahweh. The Prince of Peace, the King of Kings, the gift of Yahweh. That's who we celebrate on Christmas. And so God is saying, he put Brandon Mayo the gift of Yahweh, the King of Kings, the Prince of Peace, in the bus seat with me, talking with me, and we're developing a relationship because he wants that relationship with me. That is why he was the symbol. And I just kept getting more and more blown away of how amazing God is. He is down to the detail. He listens to our prayers. He hears us. He heard my prayer of, I am longing you. I want to seek you. How do I do this? I'm reading my Bible every day. You give me dreams, but you've backed off. How do I get to know you more? I want to hear you more clearly. And he's like, I hear you. I hear your prayers, and I'm going to confirm that I hear your prayers in this crazy, wild, detailed dream, and I'm going to bug you until you figure it out. And I had to sit in his presence and listen to him as he revealed each one of these unique symbols that makes this whole dream make complete sense, and it ties back to the prayer I had yesterday. What an amazing Christmas present. He wants us to know that he hears our prayers. He wants us to know that he will grant us the desires of a heart if they're longing for him. He wants that relationship with us. So that is what I bring to you today, this Christmas day, is that that the gift of Yahweh wants to be with you. He hears you. He longs for you. So hopefully 2023 will be a year that you will develop that relationship further, that you will hear him in your dreams, you will hear him in your spirit, and not only just in this beautiful word that he's given us, but because he is the word, that we hear him. All right. May this bless you this Christmas morning. Go in his shalom.